Okay, let's dive into something that feels straight out of a movie, but it's a very real threat. What would actually happen if one day GPS just stopped working? If all those satellites just went silent? I want you to really imagine this. You pull out your phone, maybe you're trying to get somewhere, and you see those three dreaded words: location not found. It's not just annoying, right? It's that first little signal that something is seriously wrong, that our entire world is about to change in a big, big way. So that Uber you just called? Yeah, it's not coming. The driver has no clue where you are. Heck, they probably don't know where they are. The whole system just freezes. Okay, fine, you'll just get some cash. But you get to the ATM and nothing. It's offline. The transaction won't go through. And suddenly, what was just a little inconvenience is starting to feel like a real problem. And then you check the news, and it's everywhere. All flights grounded. Every single one. That constant hum of global travel has just gone completely silent. This isn't some little glitch. This is a full-on global shutdown. So what is this invisible thing that's holding our entire world together? Well, it's GPS, the Global Positioning System. We all know it, right? It's a network of about 30 satellites orbiting the Earth. But here's the kicker, the part most people don't know. We all think of GPS for location, for maps. But its most critical job, the one everything else depends on, is providing incredibly precise time. It's not just a handy tool. As we're about to see, it is literally the backbone of our modern world. All right, let's break this down. First, let's talk about how this would immediately mess up your day-to-day life. Poof, just like that, all those little conveniences we totally take for granted are gone. Google Maps, dead. Uber, food delivery, halted. You can't even share your location with a friend. And that fitness app you use to track your run, useless. Basically, all those amazing digital tools in your pocket, they're just bricks now. But look, not being able to order a pizza is just the tip of the iceberg. The real chaos, the scary stuff, starts when entire global systems begin to fall apart. Think about it. The entire global transportation network just stops. Planes in the air would have a nightmare navigating, making landing super risky. Out at sea, those huge container ships that carry, well, everything, they'd be basically sailing blind. And back on the ground, the trucks that keep our grocery stores stocked would stop rolling. Even ambulances would be struggling to find addresses, getting delayed when every second counts. Okay, so that's all pretty terrifying, right? But believe it or not, there's a hidden dependency, something that is way more fragile and way more dangerous than anything we've talked about so far. So what is it? What's the single most dangerous effect of a GPS failure? It's the global financial system. And this is the part that is truly mind-blowing. The entire world of money, of banking, of stock markets, it all runs on the super, super precise time signal that comes from GPS satellites. And you won't believe how fast the dominoes fall. The moment that GPS timing signal goes away, boom, online payments fail. Why? Because every single transaction needs a perfect timestamp down to the nanosecond to make sure it's legit. Then the ATMs freeze up. And the stock markets, they're making millions of trades a second. Without that timing, it's total chaos. They'd have to shut down. We are literally talking about a multi-trillion-dollar meltdown in just a few hours. And the invisible collapse just keeps going. You know your cell phone network? The towers use GPS time to stay in sync. Without it, 4G and 5G get all wonky. Calls start dropping, the internet slows to a crawl. And what about our power grids? They also use that time signal to keep the flow of electricity balanced. Take that away, and you're risking massive, cascading blackouts. The modern world could literally go dark. So you've got no money, no power. It's bad. But the crisis is about to get even worse because now we're talking about national security and public safety. Think about a modern military. It is completely 100% dependent on GPS. With GPS, you have missiles that hit their exact target, drones that can fly for hours, and you know where every soldier is. But without it, well, those smart weapons become dumb. Drones are grounded, commanders are basically blind. In a war, that would be absolutely devastating. And this isn't just about fighting wars, it's about protecting people from natural disasters. Our weather satellites rely on GPS to know where they are and when they're taking measurements. If that data goes away, our ability to predict where a hurricane will go or to warn people about a flood gets way, way worse. And sadly, that means more lives would be lost. Okay, I know, this all sounds incredibly bleak. So you're probably asking two things. How could something like this even happen? And we have a backup plan for this, right? Surely, we have a plan. Well, the threats are very real. You could have a massive solar storm, a solar flare that just fries the electronics on the satellites. Or a really clever cyber attack could just shut the whole system down. You could have a war that extends into space. Or, it could just be a massive, unexpected technical glitch. Now, other countries aren't blind to this problem. Russia has their own system called GLONASS, Europe has Galileo, China has Beidou, and India has Navik. So yeah, there are some alternatives out there, which is good. But there's a pretty big catch. And here it is, the huge flaw in all these backup plans. They're all in space, too. Every single one of them is vulnerable to the exact same things: a solar storm, an attack, you name it. So while they give us a little bit of a safety net, they don't solve the main problem. We are completely dependent on these fragile little satellites floating around up there. So if the whole system, all of them, goes down, what does that actually mean for us on the ground? It means our civilization gets thrown back in time. We're talking 50 to 70 years. Just gone. We'd be living in a world without any of the instant connection, the global supply chains, the information that pretty much defines what it means to be modern. At the end of the day, GPS is like electricity or water. It's an invisible utility. We don't see it, we don't think about it, but our entire world is built on top of it. A failure wouldn't be the end of humanity, for sure, but it would absolutely be the fall of the modern world as we know it. So I'll just leave you with this one thought. Forget all the global chaos for a second. Just think about you, your day, with no map in your pocket, no way to order food, no way to call a car. How would you even get through a single day?